Hey guys, it's Marvin Ambrosius, and welcome back to another episode of 5 Minutes with Marv. I've got a very special guest today, weather presenter and meteorologist Kirsty McCabe. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 5 Minutes with Marv. I'm joined by a very special guest, weather presenter and meteorologist Kirsty McCabe. How you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you very much. You just told me a second ago it is what national what? What is it?
National Weather Person's Day today.
I know, and I didn't even know. I didn't
Amazing.
even time that for this, but you need to bring some heat here. But we're going
Yeah,
to be
I don't think
starting.
anybody knows there's no cards, there's no flowers.
Don't worry, this is your cards and flowers now. So I'm going to start
Yay.
the timer now. We're going to get into this and find out some gems that we need to know from you. So here we go. How often do you work out?
I try to work out 3 to 4 times a week, but it depends. And if I'm not feeling it, then I don't do it. And then if I don't do it for a few days, then I start to feel I want to do it again. So it kind of varies, but I aim for at least 3 or 4.
Okay, well, with aiming with that, that's something that you've kept consistent for the how many years have you been aiming for that
Oh,
amount?
I reckon probably about 20 years, maybe.
Okay, that's a lot of consistency right there.
Yeah.
So within that time, would you say you ever switched up your training routine and tried something new, or have you kind of stuck to the same things?
I think I get bored every so often and I'll try something new and then I might go back to an old favorite. So I've always loved doing, like the body combat classes and things like that. So I will go
Yeah.
back to them. But then I like doing like now there's a lot more hit workouts available. So I quite like the short, sharp workouts. I hate running, but I
Okay.
am actually trying to run a bit at the moment because I feel like my kids are getting a bit unfit with the whole lockdown thing. So I've been dragging them out of the
To
house.
come out. Well, get them to do the fit in fives. That's what you need to
I
do.
know, but even sometimes this is, oh, they're in the house and TV. Whereas if they're out the house, they have no excuse. I've been dragging them out in exchange for Robux
No,
for it so they can play Roblox.
no,
That's
trust me. That's exactly what my daughter's doing after she's finished her work. So I know what you're talking about. And also, as well, would you prefer weights or cardio? I think you kind of answered it, but which one would you prefer?
I prefer cardio. I like to be a bit hot and sweaty after I finish working out to know
Me
that I've
too.
done it.
Yeah.
Um, I don't mind doing weights now and again, so I would do. I think if I was aiming to get really fit for something, like even when I was getting married, before that you get really nice and fit
Yeah.
if you can. So I think then I'd maybe do weights and cardio. So I do 2 sessions at the same time. But if I do just weights on their own, I don't feel I've worked out as much. I'm
Okay.
sure that's not true, but I don't feel it.
Okay, no, no, no. Do you know? In some aspects, it is true. Like, because I feel like cardio, there's no sweat like a cardio sweat to me. But that's why I like to combine both sometimes, and then I can get the sweat, get the feeling, build my strength. But that's a very good point. Kind of weather related, pun
Hmm.
intended. Do you prefer to work out in the cold or in the heat?
um, Probably the cold's easier because you can add more layers. If it's too hot, I think it's a struggle. And I remember my husband's South African and trying to exercise in Johannesburg, which is very high up. It's quite high
The
elevation.
altitude.
You could really feel it. I'm like, oh. So
Yeah.
yeah, too hot and too high, clearly no good for me.
Okay, so it's all about the cold. And in regards to your job and what you're doing, you've been in the public eye for many years now, and you're what I would call a pre-social media personality, whereas it didn't matter at all to have
Yes.
a social media account. Now, with those changes being made, do you feel there was any added pressure on yourself to maintain a certain look or physique within your industry?
I've never officially been told that I have to look or behave a certain way. Um, Obviously, you would expect someone who's in the public eye to try and be a role model for people. So I do think it's good to be healthy. And I mean, if you're presenting the weather, you don't want to be a distraction. So
Mm.
if you're too thin or too fat or wearing something crazy, then that might take away from what you're actually trying to do, which is tell people what's happening with the weather. Um, I just, I, I don't know if you know with weather presenting that actually there's no script, there's no auto cue.
Yeah,
So
I always knew that, and I always thought this is unbelievable. This is like
yeah,
everything they know, and that's why you do your job and you study for it. It's not anybody can
exactly.
go and do it. It's amazing.
Yeah, so when newsreaders are reading the news, they are actually looking into the camera and reading the words that are there. When we do the weather, we're looking into it, but we see ourselves with if it's a green screen, you can see the weather graphics behind you. So
And you're
the
doing
whole
that,
time, yeah.
and you can do it the wrong way around. I remember I went to a thing years ago, and I did it the wrong way around.
Yeah, because it's not like looking in a mirror, it's like what you see at home. So if you move that way on screen, you move that way. It,
Exactly.
yeah, it takes a while to get your head around it. But it means I see myself when I'm doing it all the time. So that's another thing that kind of makes you a little bit more aware of what you look like. And you do look different on screen to how you look
Oh
off.
yeah.
So
So
you are maybe a
it's
bit more careful.
So it's kind of like conscious, but without thinking about it, because you're being
Yeah,
reminded on a day-to-day basis. So it's kind of healthy for you in a way
yeah,
where it's keeping you accountable.
exactly. And I've got a wardrobe of clothes. Some are like 15 years old. I want to be able to still wear some of those, so
I get that. I get
I
that.
can
I can't
afford it.
do that because some of my clothes are like 18 sizes bigger, but that's fine.
Yeah.
That was when I'd lost weight, but that's a whole nother story.
Well, I did the whole losing weight thing after I left university, so I that's another thing that I don't want to go back to that point either. It's you want to stay vaguely healthy.
No, exactly. And last but not least, because we're at the end now, that goes so quickly.
That's true.
I know it goes really fast. When you work out, is there any particular song that's on your playlist that you need to hear, or is there one song that's your go-to song that gets you pumped?
Um, I was thinking about songs. If you ever hear Rocky Eye the Tiger, that is a classic that I think
Yes.
everybody feels like they've got to exercise to. But it depends on what I'm doing. I've started doing bounce classes, and they're the ones on the little trampolines.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's certain exercises you do that. There's a triceps track, and I hate doing triceps. But there's a song that Lucky, Lucky, Lucky Me. So it's
Yeah.
Lucky, Lucky, Lucky Me. Na, na, na,
Yeah.
na, na, na. And you can find yourself, that's not so bad to do that one when you know the music. And so
When
it
you know the
really is,
music.
yeah, if it's a good fun song, then you'll have fun doing the workout and you won't know that you're working so hard. So, well, I don't have a particular favorite. That one sticks in my head as being a song that when I hear it, part of me goes, oh no, but part of me goes, I can do this.
Okay, so there's part challenge, part
Yes.
hope. Yeah, I like that. I like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's basically what I needed to know for you. But thank you so much for coming on the show. I
Ah,
really appreciate it. I know it's very short and sweet, but I will have longer version shows and I will be calling you.
excellent. I look forward to that.
Thank you so much for coming on. Well, join me for another episode, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, share it, do what you need to do so everybody sees this and grab some information to help them become the best version of themselves. Thank you so much, Kirsty.
Thank you.
Are you sure about that 5 minutes?